I need to take a few moments to address the Linden Chamber of Commerce. Now, a few years ago, we funded Lindonopoly, a game that you can find in certain retailers within the town. It's cute. I mean, you know exactly what it is when you look at it, but it lacks a certain je ne sais quoi, something that Linden truly deserves. Now, we're talking about a game today that I think would represent Linden really well. So I've got pictures to show you exactly why I think that. And so when we're talking about Gift of Tulips, a game that features tulips, windmills, DELFTWARE, I think it kind of fits. Gift of Tulips is one of those things that I'm always looking for, a clever little card game. And quick disclaimer, this is a prototype with a small error in terms of icons on some of the cards. It's not a final representation of the game. In Gift of Tulips, players compete to adjust the value of a variety of tulips in the hopes of making their personal collection the most valuable in the competition. You do this by simply drawing a card, taking an action, then drawing another card and taking a second different action. You can keep a card in your personal bouquet, give it away to an opponent, potentially scoring instant points, add to the competitive value of that variety, or add it face down to a pile to potentially be added to the competition at the end of the game. Like briefly, there's the 4 actions, right? And I want to go over what's so cool about each and every one of those actions. The first action, you draw a card, you look at it, you put it in front of you. You are saving up points potentially for the end of the game. And you were saying, I'm going to hang on to this because I think I can win the competition and have the most points in this suit by the end of the game. Of course, that's open information, so everyone else at the table understands that you seem like you're gunning for that. So they will either try to compete with you or drive the price down or drive the value down of that specific flower. Another option that you can do is you can gift a flower to a neighbor's bouquet. It's just a free flower. They get it for the end game scoring. It's something that they will automatically get. But depending on what rank that flower is in that you give away, you will get immediate points. So if you give them a flower that is in first place, you'll get more points immediately. And then you could potentially try to drive that value down. But you're giving them a flower that's higher up in the ranking. You can flip a card and put it out into the competition itself. So you can raise the value of a specific suit, therefore adjusting the entire setting of the game. And people understand that, okay, that flower is worth more points now. The last thing you can do is you can take a card and put it face down on a mystery pile. Now that mystery pile is a pile of cards that you draw 5 from at the end of the game and you add to the competition. So they're just automatic points that adjust the value at the end of the game. You don't know what's going to be there unless you are heavily affecting that deck. You can spend time focusing on that face down deck and you'll have the best idea of what potentially could come up and which cards may raise drastically in value at the end of the game. If that's information that you are padding, then that could potentially lead to your victory. And so you've got 4 very, very simple steps that you could take each and every turn. But what they do and what they affect is at the same time subtle and potentially game-changing every single move. But they're quick split-second decisions that you make. And that's what's so cool about this is it's such a game of go with your gut. Do what you think is going to get you either the most points right now so that you're ahead at the end of the game, or hedge your bets and invest in the future end of this game. Now, with so many card-based games out there, it's important to figure out where exactly Gift of Tulips falls. And that's why I like to take a look at the Goldilocks method. There are games like Uno, Blink, Skip-O, and even to a certain extent, something like Red 7. They're simple games. Arguably too simple. It's fine if you like them. I enjoy a game of Uno every now and then. But they're not something I'm going to keep coming back to. On the other end of the scale, there's games that are a little bit more difficult to describe or convince people to play, and oftentimes I love them. Arcane Alley, Tomb Trader being one of my absolute favorite little games, and First the Rap Game are a blast when you play them, but they're difficult to get to the table. And then there's the Goldilocks Center. Their rule set is simplistic, and the ideas behind them make complete sense, but there's decisions that you make that are interesting. And oftentimes they're very unique. And so you've got a pile of games like these. And while I enjoy all of these, anytime a game lands right here, that's generally a pretty good thing. And I'll gladly play any one of these games. Sometimes for me they're a little bit too cold, or sometimes a little bit too hot. But when you can get that perfect center where it's that warm butter, soy sauce, and oatmeal, That's the spot you want to be at. And that's where Gift of Tulip falls. You've got 15 minutes of allure, right? Like you don't know what you're going to draw. Every turn is a mystery. Every time you draw a card, you are presented with that decision. And every single time you draw that card, it's an opportunity for you to advance your opponent's position or advance your own. But with limited information, you're not 100% sure which specific move is going to do that until the very end of the game when you're scoring up points. It's like a mystery novel, right? Like if you are reading a book and you don't like not knowing every single thing, you're not going to like Agatha Christie. I tend to enjoy Agatha Christie. I enjoy a good mystery. There's a reason people enjoy those escape the room games or escape room games, is because there's an element of mystery. And if you can't overlook the fact that randomness and luck in a game is a form of mystery, then you're going to miss out on a lot of really good games. Potentially Gift of Tulips being one of those. What, I mean, if you don't like randomness, if you don't like Windmills, then this probably isn't the game for you. Unlike a lot of games that I played recently, it doesn't have that idea of like, what you see is what you get. I really didn't realize how well the system worked until I ended up playing it. And I liked it more than I thought I would. And I thought that I would enjoy it on the surface. But it has that allure of really fantastic artwork, a theme that I find enjoyable and entertaining, along with a set of mechanics that are simple, interesting, and quick to get to the table. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Comment below. Honestly, I need validation more than I need like food, shelter, or water. I'll link all of my social media down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoy Gift of Tulips if you get around to backing it, which or buying it in retail, which honestly, I highly recommend you do. Thank you so much for watching.